What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. And in today's video, this is going to be a screenshot breakdown of the recent press release for Resident Evil 4 Remake. There is a trailer that dropped as well from the State of Play, and we got some more goodies on the press release, and some of this stuff also wasn't included in the trailer. So you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned as we dive into the screenshots. So let's do it. The first one up here is of Ashley Graham. This is her in the castle looking up at Leon for reassurance. Leon has a couple lines with her in the trailer trying to reassure her that they can do this, they will pull through. They really try to amp up the serious stuff going on here, and we know that Sadler has a little bit more of a control on things now. We're seeing them in a lot more of an infected-like state, and Sadler being in control. So again, I really like what they did with Ashley's design here. I am also happy with what they did in terms of the gameplay mechanics and stuff that we also picked up on with the Game Informer interview, so that's really cool as well. Right into the Ashley exploration right here. So this is Ashley exploring. As we know, there is a segment with her in the castle, and what you can see with her holding the lantern, which looks really cool. We don't really know how she's going to attack, if she's going to be able to throw the fire lanterns like before, those lamps. But what you can see beyond the bookshelf, and I talked about it in the trailer breakdown, is you can see the knight in armor on the other side of the bookshelf here, and you can see his sword with the parasite bulging through the armor, which is really cool. This is a very different setup where it looks like you're in a library and they're just kind of walking around. So they do follow Ashley after the Stonewall puzzle in the original when they start walking around. Maybe this time they won't be just waiting in the corner for a QuickTime event. It will actually be them kind of moving around in the darkness. Maybe Ashley does have to use stealth to get through this as well. That's another thing I was thinking of, like, okay, if they are going to introduce stealth into this game like they are, Ashley is a perfect candidate for that, especially because she doesn't have a arsenal like Leon. So that's just something that they showed briefly, and we expected to see it return, and it looks like it is. This is the explosive barrels from the mine cart segment here. This thing looks like a freaking roller coaster, really. There's a bunch of different tracks, and Luis is with you. So that is a big thing that we noticed from the trailer, is that Luis is with Leon for the double boss fight with the El Gigante, and we have him with Leon in the mine cart as well as the cabin section that we already saw from Chapter 5. So Luis is involved a lot more, and this section in the original, while I don't really have a problem with it, I didn't mind if they went back and kind of revamped it a little bit and made it more different, and it looks like that's what they did. It looks a little silly in the trailer with how fast they are going and everything like that, but maybe that's the intention here. But it's not like a bunch of carts connected and they all jump down in different sections like that. Or maybe they do at the start and then you end up with just one cart. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be you shooting across the map and exploding barrels and stuff like that. Now this right here, we all say cow man, bull man, but in this screenshot, it's titled RE4 Ganado Brute. So maybe this is just called the Brute. And this is a new enemy that they added towards the end of design. This is a lot of the screenshots that we got from Game Informer. This one in particular is one of them that we got. And yeah, so this is the Brute, the Ganado Brute, officially named by Capcom. And a new enemy they added towards the end of development when they wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit. And he's not a pursuer enemy, as they stated, but he does come back from time to time. So I'm curious to see what happens. We know that the Brute appears in the cabin section with Luis as well. So that is something that we'll have to see where else this Brute kind of pops up. But just like I said in my other screenshot breakdown, I thought this is a pretty cool design. The animal head just kind of forced on here. And I just think that's really cool and kind of creepy looking. Now, this right here is called Ganado Zealot. That's what this picture is. And this is a very wild photo here. You could see they're worshiping in the caves or the ruins here. And you have the insignia logo behind him of the Los Iluminados. The main Ganado here, the Zealot Ganado, has a skull face mask on. It looks like the one Ganado has the scythe ready to go, looks all bloody. And I love the lighting here. I love the fog or the smoke with the candles and the light and everything. Of course, there's blood dripping down from the little podium here that he's on. And we did see that in the trailer. We did see blood kind of trickle down to that symbol you see there next to the blood. So that is something that is very cool. But we don't see a body on the platform or anything. But maybe this is a heart ritual, very similar to what we saw in the original in the castle when they had the heart in the middle with the blood. This could be something like that, but we didn't even see this in the trailer, so that's why this is something that is really, really cool and fascinating to look at. I like the mask. It looks like he has a whole mask and helmet on, so really interesting. Definitely in the castle. So they definitely gave us a lot of castle stuff and some island in the reveals recently. So, but yeah, there you go. Ganado Zealot. So here with the two giants, they're trying to make one definitely look a little bit more unique and different than the original design. And I think it's really cool they are switching it up, but keeping it similar. It looks a lot more menacing, and they definitely look strong and beefed up and ready to kick some ass. And I like the parasite that's also bulging out of the back of the one on the right here. I wonder if that's because it's the same one from before, and it already has the parasite bulging, or it's just because it's a different giant and Leon's already done damage to it. I wonder what that is, but looks cool. Happy to see Luis more, and this map still looks dope. So this right here is a cool shot of Leon looking up at Mike, who is assisting Leon in this part where you got to deal with the turrets. This is actually right at the start. As soon as you start the Mike section, this is right at the start where you got to deal with the turret gun. You can see where you got to run up the hill right under the helicopter light, and you can see the tower where there's actually a turret on it right there on the top. You can see that being used in the trailer. But one thing that I noticed right away that I didn't pick up on in the trailer, obviously in cutscenes you can see Leon being infected, but look at Leon's arms. Look at the veins. Like, this is later in the game. So we know that at this point he's really trying to fight off the Las Plagas, and I just think that that's a really cool design choice to have him get more infected, but you actually see it in his arms. You see it physically in his body. And we saw in the trailer him running out with Ashley. You know, Ashley looked, schnocked. She looked like she was, taking a nap. Leon was carrying her, but Leon still looked really tired and worn out, and it looked like it was showing. So I'm sure at this point he is, pushing towards the end. We know this section comes right before the Sadler fight, and I'm sure it's sequenced like that, just like in the original. I'm happy Mike is back. That is something that Capcom did confirm in the past week or so, so that was really cool. And we do see the section of the shooting return here. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool that Leon now has little infection veins that are kind of running through as he's playing the game. And you can see the semi-auto on his back, which looks awesome. I can't wait to see Mike. We obviously know what happens to Mike at the end of it, but, at least he can assist Leon for a little bit. So this is Krauser. This is a shot that we didn't get in the trailer. This has him with his back towards the camera, and you could see a picture of Leon with a knife through his head, which is actually kind of funny. This can easily be a conversation he's having with Ada. This could be either a conversation he's having with her or Sadler. It looks like it's still outside, probably on the island somewhere. You can see he's next to a bunch of crates and supplies. I'm sure that's kind of his stakeout wherever he is, but he's got his backpack on, and he's got his knife ready to go. That is Krauser's knife, and I am really happy to see Krauser return. The voice, so far, I'm like not really digging it compared to the original voice, I just like how rough the original voice sounded. But I do like Krauser's design, and his patch says death and glory. He's ready to rock and roll. He's ready to kick Leon's ass and get this party started. So this is the front shot of Krauser here. This is the confrontation he has with Leon when he lands in front of him. And he says long time no see, so I don't know if he says been a long time comrade. We didn't hear that in the trailer, but this is when he's finally face to face with Leon, and the fight starts there, so it's all in real time. This is another shot of Leon looking back at Ashley, trying to reassure her in the castle when she's unaware of what awaits. With each game, they always try to push the RE engine, and I really think that this is going to be top tier when it comes to the visuals. So I really like the screenshot. So this shot right here is of Leon and Ashley in front of the castle, and this is when you have to shoot the cannon into the door. And it looks pretty hectic here. It looks like you're still getting shot at on the rooftop by multiple Ganados, and I like the fact that you can see both of them burning in the middle of Ashley and Leon here, as if they're just getting hit by their own enemies. But yeah, this whole section of the castle was always a little tough. If you had Ashley with you, it was kind of hard to maneuver her around. So I'm sure with the new Ashley AI and the updated system, this will work very well. And this always was a fun little part to enter the castle with to kick it off, and it's cool to see it return. And this is Luis and Leon, probably still in the mines. I'm not sure who they're talking to here. It could be Salazar, it could be Sadler, but this looks like Luis is cracking a joke, and Leon just says, "Yeah, no, you're good. I'm gonna crush you there." But yeah, no, it's a welcomed thing to see Luis back and also be included a lot more, and still cracking jokes. Doesn't matter what the situation, is still cracking jokes. And, you know, I know some people were saying about, you know, Luis himself, about his design or about his voice actor, but I think he's doing a pretty good job so far from what I've heard. And this is an up-close shot of Leon and Sadler. You could see the veins kind of popping out of his head there, and definitely looks more menacing. I really like his design here, and he's kind of taunting Leon as he's looking over at an infected Ashley as he's also getting infected. You can see the veins running through his face there, and that is when he is in complete control. At least in the trailer, they make it seem that way. So this can be easily towards the end when they're struggling to keep that Las Plagas from taking over. But really cool thing to see Sadler finally. I think in the first trailer we got a shot of his like hooded silhouette, but now we actually get a close shot of Sadler. Now here we have Leon shooting the parasite that is attached to the Ganado's back. So this parasite that used to just kind of jump out and crawl around is now attached to not only the brain but the back, it looks like, and it makes the Ganado still lunge at you while their body still remains intact. So this is something that is pretty new, but I like the fact that we get a progression as we go along. And you look at the vest right here too. It should be the melee vest that he has on. So yeah, Leon's got a vest on, looking snazzy and ready to kill some parasites. This screenshot right here is Leon blocking the Ganado. I think on his back, that looks like the riot gun shotgun, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, it looks like he's blocking the Ganados on the lift, which takes you all the way up before you fight Salazar. Again, I like the different variation of the castle enemies. I like that some of them are cloaked. Some of them are just shirtless, running around with ripped clothing and shit like that. I think that's kind of cool that they added a little bit more variety. It looks like the shirtless Ganados actually have writing on them, which is pretty crazy. And considering they're all into cult stuff, who knows what the hell it says. There might be red coats still as well. We'll see. But this time around, it looks like we just get our castle Ganados on the lift. And this part can be challenging, especially on the harder modes, but it's really cool to see it appear. If you look at Leon's arms here, it doesn't look like he is infected like he was on the island, so that probably gets worse between the castle and the island. So this right here is a shot of Leon and Luis in the mines with the chainsaw sister. Not sisters, because I don't see multiple, but I'm going to hope that it is the chainsaw sisters, because it is really cool to see a different design. She's got the red chainsaw, ready to fuck up Luis here, but a nice little change of pace to have both of them fight. I think having both of them fight things like the El Gigantes and the two Chainsaw Sisters, I like that. It's like a 2v2 dynamic. So hopefully they do something like that with the mine section, because he is going to be with you throughout that whole segment. So that we know. And this right here looks very similar. If you notice the skull zealot in the back, that Ganado that we saw in front of the insignia logo worshipping in the other photo, that looks like it's the same one. Obviously, there could be multiple Ganados with the same mask. You can notice a treasure chest to the right behind a gate there. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing we can get with Ashley or come back and get later. But not sure where this is in the castle. It could be any entry point, but we got the shield, we got the scythe, they got the artillery, and in the trailer here, we saw in the trailer was the bolt thrower being used, and you can use the explosive mines and really get those cluster of enemies to get down with no problem. All right, and we have the parasites here. We also have the different variant of the parasite. The ones to our left look similar to what we saw in the village, where the one on the right looks like it's the parasite that can decapitate Leon in just a hit. And it looks very similar to the Gravedigger. It also looks similar to the Hunter Gamma in Resident Evil 3 Remake, so that is something to note. And yeah, Leon's got a barrel right next to him as well. And this looks, incredible for the castle. I mean, the lighting and everything. You could see another treasure chest behind the parasite on the right. The insignia logo is plastered on the wall on the top left there. So everything I've seen from this castle, guys, has me really excited. It's my favorite section of the game. So seeing all this in the RE engine with the lighting, with the enemies, I mean, this is looking very, very good. And you can see in the bottom right as well by the health meter that Leon does have his vest on. So there you go. This is a nice close-up of the parasite trying to lunge at Leon. But of course, we do have the knife parry system in this game. So it can stop a lot of potential one-hits if your timing is right. And this is Leon stabbing it right in the center of the parasite. But look at that detail. It's got multiple teeth, layers of teeth on each side. Very creepy, and yeah, you don't want that taken off your head. So this is in the deep, murky waters of the spike trap of Salazar. This is easily before the Vertigo fight when Leon pulls out the grapple hook and saves his own ass. And I like the flashlight pointing at all the carnage here. We see some skeletons. We don't really have any shown evidence that Vertigo is in the game, but I'm sure he is. And I'm kind of happy that they are savoring what he looks like and how he's going to appear in this remake. So hopefully we see more once that comes out. And this is Leon scoping in on Ashley using the crank, probably using crank 1 of 2. It's probably still 2 cranks to bring up the platforms to jump across. At this point, it looks like you have the semi-auto, which is very different because you had the bolt action at this point in the original. So again, sniping is a great thing in the original Resident Evil 4, and it looks like it just feels punchy and it works very well with the new system. So I can't wait to see this whole room as well. The fact that it's, pretty much lit up by candles and very dim lighting is very cool. Now, this screenshot is Leon versus Krauser. This is Krauser jumping on Leon after he kind of trips you up, and you got to tap X to break free. Again, all in real time. As far as his design, this looks great. So I'm really digging this, and I think I will also like the real-time fight that we have with Krauser, and that's not including his transformation fight. So this is before that even happens. So, all right, and then this is another shot of Luis and Leon riding in the carts, picking up speed. You can see the sparks flying off the wheels. So this is probably when it gets a little too fast for them to handle and they fly off the rails, which is what we saw in the trailer. So very cool to see. I'm happy they switched this up. I also like how the minecart has health as well. You notice that meter there. I didn't notice that the first time. So the minecart does have health. So you probably have to try to avoid getting hit, and you can only get hit so many times or you got to redo the section. So last but not least, we have this beautiful screenshot of Osmond Sadler. This is something that wasn't shown in the trailer. However, we did see that piece behind him that was showcased in the trailer, which looks like it has the parasites in little eggs. And that's maybe where they're hatching from or where he gets this from. But if you notice that the cloaked figures on the left and to the right are still there. We still don't know who they are or what they are. But we see Sadler's staff, which of course has all of the tentacles on it. It still has the eye. And Sadler looks awesome, all cloaked up and ready to go. And I'm curious as to how he transforms and what his final form looks like. And I'm guessing that he might take the person on the left and the right and combine them for his final form. That's just the thought. Very similar to what Salazar did before his transformation in the original. But I really like Sadler's voice actor. I really like his look. And again, what they're showing us behind him looked like it had little egg parasites just kind of hatching on there. And I think we're going to get a little bit more into where he's getting this stuff from. And it's going to go a little bit more into the lore this time around. That's just what I'm thinking, though. But again, I really like the detail in Sadler. I like how they showed him in this trailer. We didn't really see him in the past couple trailers. And hopefully they're showing, just enough, because I know a lot of people are saying, all right, they're showing too much, but hopefully they leave a lot of other things that we haven't seen yet for the rest of the game to come out in about a month at this point. But that's it, guys. That's all the screenshots from the official press release from Capcom. All the details that we can discuss going forward will be probably on all of this stuff that's been coming out through the trailers and the screenshots. So let me know what you think of the screenshots and the trailer and all the info we basically got. It's definitely cool to see a lot more stuff come out right before the game, but we really do want our hands on that demo. We really want to get our hands on that demo, so hopefully we get a date very soon, because we're about a month out at this point from Resident Evil 4, so hopefully we get something soon. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if I missed anything, and if you enjoyed the video. And I am so close on the road to 20K, so please subscribe if you're new, stick around, and stay tuned as the road to Resident Evil 4 Remake continues.